Hi, this is Jeff, local SEO expert here at Pain Free Dental Marketing. So today we are going to create your Google Ads campaigns. So to start that off, it's actually a three-part process. We're going to first create your ad account. Next, we're going to create single ad groups and keywords. And then lastly, we'll create the actual ads. A couple of things to consider before we jump into this. Make sure that you are using the Gmail address that has access to your Google My Business, your Search Console, and your Analytics account. If you start off with the right campaign here, it's going to save you lots of time down the road trying to fix that after the fact. Next, feel free to pause at any time. We will be adding an additional amount of text information on the side. It's a great asset to use from time to time. Feel free to stop, reference the material, and come back to the video. All right, so if you are logged into that Gmail address, first thing you're going to want to do is go to ads.google.com and select Start Now. Once we do this, it's going to try to walk you through the basics of how to set up an account. What's nice is now that you have this DIY product, we are going to help circumvent how Google usually does this and kind of do it a bit next level. So again, press Start Now. And it's going to, again, attempt to kind of walk you through what do you want? You want sales or leads or website traffic? Again, we're going to skip past that and create a campaign without a goal guidance. Next, we'll go down and select search. Again, there's lots of different types of ads that Google provides, but search is where we're going to get the best bang for our buck. And lastly here, it's going to ask, what is our end goal? What do we want to happen when someone clicks on one of our ads? So we want website visitors, and we also want phone calls. Those things are highly related. So let's go ahead and select those. If you have a CallRail account, this would be the best time to add in your Google Ads tracking number. All right, so we're actually create the search campaign here. It's best if we keep it as your practice name. Networks, it's going to automatically have everything checked. It's nice to keep those options open. Let's leave those alone for the moment. Now here's a couple little tidbits that most people don't do that end up making a big difference. So let's actually click on Show More Settings. So number one, in the campaign URL options, let's click into that. It does allow us to do some really neat things with tracking. This will allow Google Ads and CallRail to link together and us to be able to track the actual words that people are searching and connect them to the phone calls that they're making. Again, making us just a little bit better of a marketer than if we didn't have this extra step. In the text, you will be provided a very special URL to enter in here. Go ahead and copy and paste that in here. Again, this looks like mumbo jumbo to just about everyone, but go ahead and click that and paste it in there. Again, don't mess with anything. It's perfect just how it is. All right. So the next little tidbit is in reference to the ad schedule. So let's take a look at how we can customize when our ads are showing. Again, this is something that, typically speaking, a regular office will just show their ads all throughout the day when they are open. What's nice about our strategy here is we want to, again, make sure that we are showing the ads when you're open, but also showing your ads during those off hours. So while they're less valuable to have your ads show up from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock, for instance, at night, it's still very valuable because people can leave voice messages. People can send emails requesting appointments or find out information about your practice. And again, these are pretty high traffic hours. People who are getting off of work and actually doing their searches. So again, what we want to do here is go, let's say you're Monday to Friday, go ahead and put in your normal hours when your office is open. So let's say you open at 6 and end up closing at 7 o'clock. Now, again, that's what most practices will do, and they'll walk away from that. What you want to do is you want to take it another couple steps. So we're going to also add in Monday through Friday, We're going to restart those ads at 7 and keep them open just a little bit later. So let's keep them open for, let's say, another 3 hours. And so why that's going to be important is once we actually create the ads, we can tell Google, we still want to show up during these hours, but we want to spend just a little bit less. So we want to spend more here, offer Google more money to show our ad higher and get more space during those high traffic hours. Again, that someone is available at the phone, while also showing our ads in the evening, but paying Google less for them. Next, we're going to do the same thing on the weekends. So again, if you've got Saturday hours, place them here. But if not, go ahead and select Saturday and Sunday. And we're going to do something similar. So we'll go to 6 a.m. To 10 p.m. And down the road, we'll be able to actually tell Google that we want to show our ads, but not pay so much for them. All right. So next, we're going to dive into targeting. Again, your batch geo information, if you've marked that task off in a previous box, batch geo will allow you to find out where your patients are coming from and use that information to drive where you're targeting your ads. So to do this, we're going to actually enter in a location, go to advanced search, and you can look up your practice, and if you like, you can draw, again, circles to designate exactly where you'd like your ad to be shown. Again, base this off of your batch geo information. All right, again, so let's say your practice takes up this space. This is very important to make sure that you are targeting the right areas. I have sadly seen some dental practices tire and market it to an entire state or the entire United States. So again, targeting is very important here. So go ahead and save. All right, so we've got our location targeted with our batch geo information. Let's go ahead and finish the last couple tasks here before we jump into the ad groups themselves. Languages is a great opportunity if you do have someone in office that does speak a secondary language. This is a great opportunity to add that here. And next, we're going to jump into the budget. As we are running our ads every day, on average, that's 30 days a month, we want our budget to be a decent amount to begin with, so you have an idea of how well this campaign can perform for you. So a starting off point would probably be around $500 a month. Again, you can expand on that. Many times we have clients that spend up to $1,500, $2,000 a day for a general practice, but it depends on what your return on this investment ends up being. So to begin, let's start off with about $500 a month. If you divide that by 30, it ends up being $16.67. Bidding does start off with maximize clicks as the setting. So clicks here, and it'll tell you it's maximizing the clicks for you. That is a great place to start. Down the road, there are other options for us expanding how we are bidding on Google Ads. All right. Lastly, we're going to add some extensions to our ads. Extensions are actually things that often get overlooked by most dental practices when creating their ads. And extensions are additional pieces of information that they can put on their ad that take up more space and more real estate on that first page of Google. So let's create a few extensions as examples here. So a site link extension is a great one. It provides additional links to your website for other services that you provide. So our main ads will direct them to your homepage. These site link extensions will direct them to other pages, such as if you provide Invisalign or orthodontics or frenectomies or other specific services. This is a great place to add that information. All right, so we're going to go ahead and select New Site Link Extension. Now here, the actual site link text is where you're going to enter in that specialty service. So again, this is where you type in Invisalign and describe it in just a few sentences as to what that service is. Lastly, you'll add the actual final URL, so that link to the Invisalign content that's on your website. Now, this is a great time for you to consider, do I have good content? Do I have the Invisalign content that I'm going to need? Do I have the phrenectomy page that my ads need to link to? If you do not, it's a great place to make yourself a little note. I need to create those pages. All right. Now, we do recommend a minimum of 4 site links to be created. So again, if you don't have 4 pages on your website, that means you definitely need to expand. So it's something else to consider. Next are call out extensions. Call out extensions are just another great way to enumerate the different services that you provide. It allows for 25 characters. So let's say you do same-day crowns, or you have a big emergency facility. These are places that you can add that little bit of information, call out specific services that you provide that make you different from everyone else. All right. So next, since we did tell Google earlier that we are interested in calls, it did create a call extension for us. Now, the next ad extension that is extremely important is the location extension. So go ahead and click on location extension and create location extension. So it's going to ask you to link your Google My Business listing to your Google Ads account. Again, what that's going to do is actually add a link to the directions and the actual address to your website and making it larger and take up more real estate. All right. So now that we've created all your ad extensions, we can go ahead and save and continue. In part 2, we're going to start jumping into actually creating the individual ad groups. So we're going to have different groups for different services, Invisalign, phrenectomy, and general dentistry, etc. We're also going to go over how to create and find those keywords that are going to help match the patient to the ad. So let's take a look at that next.
That was pain-free, wasn't it? And you did it yourself.